Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous The University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Monday. It's Monday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a show for you today. Today I was going to just talk about what happens when, when people change, when management changes, when ownership changes in the company. And it seems like when the changes happen, it seems like the marketing goes up. And so I just wanted to discuss that with you today. And then I saw a little while ago that speaking of companies getting taken over, a new coat of paint, I saw what Twitter was getting bought out by Elon Musk. So I was like, oh well, all right, that can tie into the episode. But the reason I bring this up is because around January, February, I've been going to the same mechanic place for like 5 years now. 5 years. I've been going to the same place. And, the people are nice enough, but January came and I've never received a letter from them in the mail, not once. So January came, they sent me a letter. They said, hey, check us out, blah, 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 blah. They sent a check. It was like, $50, $60 off your next service, all this kind of stuff. And I got to thinking, I was like, yeah, what they got going on, man? What they, I'm like, I'm like, what's, I was having a hard time understanding. And then I took my car there last week, and I didn't see the normal people at the front desk. So I saw a guy, and he was like, hey, I'm somebody. Who are you? He's like, he introduced himself and shook my hand. And I said, hey, man, I'm Tony, And I said, oh, how long you been working? He said, oh, I'm the new owner. I took over in January. And then I said, Eureka. That's what's been going on, because the customer service got a whole lot friendlier. They started doing more stuff online. They started asking, they was texting me throughout the whole time my car was over there getting fixed. And I just kept thinking, what is going on? I said, these people have stepped it up. And it's like whenever you see a new owner, and this could be you too. Let's say you take over a business, and then all of a sudden you just start plopping money into the marketing. Why? Because you want the thing to work. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. I'll give you another example. My wife, she sold her culinary school a month ago. I think a month ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. But the people that bought it, they were past employees of her, And my wife, she used to laugh one day, and she said now, because before she put one of the people that own it now, she put them in charge of marketing, And my wife, she laughed and she said, have you noticed something? And I said, what's that? And she said, have you noticed they do more marketing now than they ever did when they worked under me? And I laughed and she laughed and she said, you know how people are. And I said, yeah. I know how people are. And I found that funny. And it's so interesting how that works. It's interesting the mentality that we all have when it's our own, Let's say I go out here and buy a truck. If I buy a truck today, I guarantee I will work harder than I worked in last year, in my first day of driving the truck that I bought. There's just something about running a business that gets your marketing juices going. And so it's not a bad thing if you, of course. We all know when you own something, you're gonna work harder than you would work for somebody else. That's just natural. It's not a bad thing. It's Now, if you was just a complete train wreck when you work for somebody else, then all of a sudden, it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it together. It's like, don't do that. But most of the time, most people give 100%, effort, at the job. If you own the business, you're gonna give 100% of the time, all the time. You know what I mean? It's just the nature of the beast. And it's funny how now, like, I'm not good at tweeting. I'm not the best Twitter person. I have a very weak Twitter account, with a few people on there. Some people from the show, actually. I've had a few listeners go to Twitter and hit the friend button, but not that many. Not enough to be, carrying on and on. But Twitter, before this takeover, it seemed like it was just sort of floundering, sort of floating around, not doing a whole lot. But now that Elon Musk, first he bought some percentage into the company, now he wants to buy the company outright. Now it's like a new coat of paint. And now it's like a whole marketing team, They're probably going to get a whole new marketing team, move somewhere and, knock out a lot of stuff. And they probably bring back Twitter. It'll probably come back for a little while, but then, it'll eventually bottom out again or whatever, But it's just how it is when you take over something. It seems like the marketing just goes up. And what can you do about this? You can, whenever you first get started, you are going to want to market. You are going to market the heck out of yourself and the heck out of your business. You should absolutely do that. But you should make sure that you are putting your money. Make sure you are putting your time. Make sure you're putting your effort into places that will work for you. Now, if you own a funeral home, more than likely you don't have to be on TV. You probably could do a radio spot. You probably could do posters. You probably could do billboards. They don't really need you on TV all the time saying, hey, when your loved ones die, come to the morgue. You don't want to waste your money that way, And if somebody let's say you bought a movie theater, TV and radio will probably be a good fit for you, especially TV. You say, hey, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so, and I own a movie theater. Do you want to come out and, give you a spiel, So TV might work for you, but there are many ways to market yourself, many ways to market your business. And when you take over something, that's one of the most important things that you can do is to learn your target audience, focus on your target audience, focus on your customers that you already have, and make the attempt to retain them. That's what this guy did at the car repair shop, because he came out, shook my hand, and they left some candy in the car, and I thought, oh, this is very impressive. I like this new service, and I'm like, I'm gonna stick with them, with these guys. I'm not gonna switch up. I'm not gonna change. I greatly appreciate the effort. I greatly appreciate the marketing that they have been doing, and it has inspired me to do more marketing than I've done when it comes to this podcast. I do a little, but I don't do enough. I really don't do enough, and there's no marketing. There's never enough marketing that you should try to do. There's never enough ideas that you can come up with when it comes to marketing. You should study, do research, but you should try a lot of different paths, a lot of different avenues to see which ones work for you and to keep doing them. Once you figure out what works and what don't work, then you can move forward, and then you can build, and then you can grow. But until then, you have to figure out, which ad, where do I need to market? Should I do old school, send it through the mail? Can I do email? Can I do, webinars? What can I do to get my name, to get my business out there? There's plenty of ways that you can go about it. All right. And I say, of course, you do a combination, but one of the things that I think you should do, if it doesn't matter the business you have, I think we should all send stuff in the mail, because when people look in their mailbox and they have an item, they have a gift, it's like a nice release. You're like, oh man, I don't get anything in the mail, mostly just bills. But when I get something that's, I can actually use, they use it. They feel good about themselves. A key to a lot of this stuff is not about your product. It's not about what you can. It's about your service. How good of a service are you doing? Customer service is one of the most important things. I go to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sandwiches, they're okay. Nothing to write home about. But the service, the speed, this is why I go to Chick-fil-A. I don't go because the taste of the sandwich blows my mind. No, it's good. It's good enough. But the customer service, the speed, the attention to detail they have, that's why I go to Chick-fil-A. It's like that sometimes. You go to some of these places, like my wife used to take me to TGI Fridays, and I hated TGI Fridays. Customer service sucked. Servers, bad. I never had a good experience there. I was just like, ugh. But anyway, I didn't think the customer service was that good. And a lot of restaurants are paying the price now. A lot of chain restaurants are paying the price now for bad customer service. It is what it is, but you have to give good customer service, and you have to market yourself well. The more you are able to market yourself, the easier it will be for you. There's a lot of people creating content. How do you market yourself and stand out? That is the key. That is the key that we will keep exploring. And so, what I still say, number one rule for me: try to get as much information you can from people, from customers, and mail them stuff. Mail them postcards. Mail them little gifts, little trinkets. Find out the kids' names. Send the little kid a birthday card. The more present you are in somebody's life, the easier it is for you to have a say in things. You know what I mean? It's like my daughter. My daughter sees me every day. So every day she knows, this man's going to come home in between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. She knows this. She's looking. My wife goes, she's looking for you. She keeps looking out the window when I came home from work a couple of times late. And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's how that goes. And so people I almost lost my train of thought. But people like getting things in the mail. It makes them feel good. So I think you should do as much marketing as you can, but I should say get all the information you can, collect all the data you can from people. You don't have to sell it to China, but get all the information you can from people, and send them postcards, send them e-gift, send them e-cards, send them postcards, send them all kinds of things in the mail. And the more present you are, that was the point I was going with. The more present you are, the better off you will be in your customer relationship. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that is it for the podcast. This episode will be uploaded at midnight, so it will bleed into Tuesday. But Tuesday morning, we will upload an episode around 10 a.m. So it'll be 2 for Tuesday. So, but this episode was recorded on Monday. Just had to do a little late. But that is it. We'll be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.